Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today we are getting into the volume 17 of me answering your questions and your comments. Before I start, as always, I wanted to mention again, this is not a legal advice. I'm not an immigration attorney. All the information that is provided in this channel and in my videos are directly from the official sources like USCIS and Department of State, for example. Thank you very much for the supporters of this channel. If you are wanting to support the work that I'm doing, you can use the super thanks feature in the video, or you can join the channel membership. All right, let's start with the very first comment that I have in front of me from Trisha G. Is there ever going to be any movement for the F2B final action? This is so annoying. Yeah, Trisha, I definitely can relate. There is someone I personally am waiting for. They're not in the F2B, but yeah, it is annoying because we're following the process, we're doing everything correctly, and yet we have to go through this anticipation. And I do have a visa bulletin pulled up in front of me. I'll put the link in the description below, in the description of this video, so you can check it personally. And basically visa bulletin is released every month by the Department of State, just showing what the priority dates are currently being reviewed. So if you scroll down in this page, you will see there are a few different tables, and the very first one, the table A, is actually for the final action dates, which is what you would want to look at, F2B, and currently the chargeability date is September 22nd, 2015. Which means that currently, just now, the people who filed these applications back in September 2015, just now their applications are being reviewed. Now, it's not a 100% fact, it's not a guarantee, it doesn't mean that this is going to be the 100% case, but if you estimate approximately, if right now the cases from 2015 are being issued the visa, it's not even that the cases are being reviewed, but more so that the visa is now available for people who filed back in September 2015. And I'll probably make a separate video explaining the priority dates and the chargeability, just so that it's more understandable, because I do get a lot of questions about it. But right now we are in 2023, so it's 8 years behind. So you can approximately estimate that it's going to be another 7 to 8 years before your category gets that visa availability, which is unfortunately ridiculously huge amount of time, but that's just the way the system currently works. And I'm gonna place this so that you know that I've responded, and we're gonna move on to the next one from Bruna Silva. There have been changes to status adjustment for EB3, and I saw news items saying that it will no longer be possible this way. But do these changes affect status adjustment by marriage? Hey Bruno Silva, so thank you for your comment and your question. I am personally not aware of any changes for EB3. Basically, EB3 is the visa for workers, special, basically who have like special trades, special skills, special skill workers. And let me double check. But I am personally not aware of any changes. Basically, if the employer wants to petition for immigrant worker, if you do it for alien relative, it's I-130. For a worker, it's I-140. So we're gonna scroll down to I-140, immigrant petition for alien workers, and we're gonna check if the EB3 is still here. There we go, EB3, employment-based immigration, skilled workers. So it is still available. It is still available. I'm not sure where you're getting the news from, but doesn't seem like there were any changes. Unfortunately, a lot of times with news outlets, whatever it is, whether it's on social media like YouTube, Facebook, whatever, if it's independent news sources especially, a lot of times what they try to do is they try to make it sound more either scary or exciting than it actually is. So unfortunately, a lot of times you cannot rely on these news sources. But For the marriage, it still is the case. You know, you marry the green card permanent resident holder. Actually, I've done a separate video on this. If you want to check it out, it is on this channel. You can be petitioned. It's not that you are petitioning, but the person who you married with, who has the status of the permanent resident or citizenship, they can petition for you. So you are the beneficiary. They are petitioning. But check out the separate video I've done on it. It is uploaded to this channel. But as far as I know, as you can see, USCIS, this is the official source for, you know, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, their official website. It is, the EB3 is still here. Okay, moving further to second full survivor. If a woman is due to change her name through marriage 2 months after the physical card expiration date. Okay, so this is for green card renewal. It seems like she would essentially have to apply and pay USD for 540 twice within a few months. The 24 months automatic renewal is also granted if your physical card date has passed, correct? So she's not running any risk by applying about 2 months after the physical card expiration date, correct? Okay, second full survival, thank you for bringing this up. It's actually a really good question. So don't let your green card expire. That's one of the kind of confusions, whatever, I can't find the right word for this, misconceptions that I see a lot of times whenever it comes to the physical card itself, because you are not, here's the thing, you are not, it's not just about the card itself, right? Like, for example, with the ID. It is also with the immigration status. So technically, you're not really renewing the card, because card, I mean, it's just a card. You know, if it's lost, if it's stolen, you can always apply for another card. But you are renewing your immigrant status as a permanent resident, and that is way more important than the card itself. It is way more important than the name change. And let me kind of how I would go about this. So first of all, the name change, it's not really that much of a big of a deal. If you change your name, it's more important to have your name updated on stuff like ID that you use on a regular basis, like the regular ID or the driver's license from the state that you live in. Your green card, not that much. The green card is there just to show your immigrant status, that you are a permanent resident. So if you are, for example, traveling, in that case, yes, of course, you're gonna have to, you know, have your green card with your old name and then ID with the new name, and then obviously you're gonna have to have maybe a copy of the petition for the name change that you got from the court if you're traveling. But if you're not traveling, chances are most likely you will never have to, unless you're applying for citizenship, in which case again you will have to provide all of that information. So with that being said, no, I would not let the green card expire. Don't let the green card expire. Renew it beforehand. Whenever it comes to paying the fees, I actually done a video on this channel where I explain how to file the fee waiver. If you're experiencing financial hardship, I mean, $540 is a lot of money. So you can definitely try and see if you can avoid paying that fee, because there is actually a way to do that. But here's another thing. Whenever it comes to the 2 years, the 24-month that recently came out from USCIS that they prolonged, I'm gonna explain that. Might be helpful for whoever's watching this video. Basically, the 24 months is whenever you apply for that renewal of the green card, right? Obviously, you will be waiting for some time. You know, maybe 3 months, 4 months. Looks like right now these cases are delayed whenever it comes to the renewal. But let's say your green card is expiring 2 months from now. You apply today for the green card, for the renewal green card, basically for renewal of your status as a permanent resident. That would be the correct way of saying it. And then you wait and wait, and 1 month passed, 2 months passed. Now your green card, your status is expired, but you have 2 years after that expiration, because you have filed for the renewal, and you have the receipt from USCIS showing that you have applied for that renewal. So technically, for the next 2 years, you still maintain that legal status as long as it's still in the process. Obviously, you know, they within 2 years they will definitely respond and send you the new card, the updated card. But that's what the 2 years for is, basically for the period when you are waiting. You already have the application submitted, not just, you know, you let your card expire and then for 2 years you can walk around. Definitely not. Okay, so I'm gonna hit those two again. Second full survivor, changing name, and I'm saying it from my personal experience because I am someone who changed the name. All right, whenever I got my citizenship, I changed the name. It really is not that much of a big of a deal as long as you have the updated ID. But green card, your permanent resident status, don't let it expire. Okay, moving further to Samuel Dankwa. If my case has reached completion, what do I need to do again? Okay, so that question was, why is my I-130 taking so long? Okay, so clearly you have a question about the petition for alien relative. It depends what you mean by your case reach completion. If you submitted it to USCIS, if they have reviewed it, if they have approved it, now it will be transferred to the NVC. Okay, so if it has been approved on USCIS side, it takes usually about few weeks before it is transferred to NVC, to the Department of State. You will get the email, or you will get by mail, you will get notification that it was transferred to NVC, and then you would have to log into the portal and do all of that. Now, if you have completed it on NVC side already, just wait for them to review. Basically on the online portal, it will say what is still required. So if you submitted everything, you paid all the fees, filled out the forms, provided all the supporting documents, then it's about 3-4 months for the Department of State to review all of that stuff. And once they approve it, that's it. There's nothing for you to do. They will schedule the interview for the relative who you're petitioning for. In meantime, they will have to do the medical examination. Basically, that's the process, and then go for the interview, and hopefully they will pass the interview successfully, and then they will get their immigrant visa. That's really the whole process. So let me know in a better detail in which stage of this process your case is at, and I will be happy to give you more details. But briefly, that's really what it looks like. Okay, moving further to Elsie Jonah. When I see processing time take 64.5 months over 21 child, what is that? Is that for approval or ending process? Take these months. Okay, so whenever it comes to the processing time in general on the USCIS side, basically it is for approval. It's not for the the end of the process, because depending on which case it is, you can have whole lot of other steps involved in the process. You are asking question on the petition for alien relative, so in this case, obviously, once the case is approved on the USCIS side, it is transferred to NVC, and there is a whole other plenty of things that you have to do on the NVC side, like I was just explaining in the previous response. You have to go, you have to fill out a few forms, the sponsorship form, the visa application form. You have to pay for them. You have to submit the additional documents for yourself, for your beneficiary, tax statements showing that you earn certain amount of money. For them, you have to show that they don't have any criminal cases or anything like this. It's for child over 21, so obviously they're an adult, so you'll have to do all of that for them. So there's a lot of in the process involved. You're looking at the USCIS side, so that is simply for their getting on your case, reviewing it, and either approving it or denying it. That's what the time processing time is for. So I'm gonna place this so that you know I answered your comment, and we will move on further to Minu Pillai. None of these are facts. There are many and many genuine 130 cases waiting from 2019. and he commented on, or she, why is my I-130 taking so long? I'm not exactly what you're referring to, Minu, but whenever it comes to the times, because he or she commented on the I-130, the visa bulletin, whenever it comes to these, obviously, yes, these are not facts. These are just shown. I mean, it is fact that they are processing the cases from September 2015, but again, by, you know, next year, 2 years down the road, these numbers might change. It might either speed up, it might slow down. So yes, it's a fact that they're processing this now, but will they process at the same rate 2 years down the road? Of course we can't. So Mino, I'll put that I responded, but if you guys are asking a question or making a comment, I would ask for a little bit better details and a little bit more clearer so I can actually answer. But moving further to Marie Mar Gomez, what is the difference between I-539 and I-539N? Okay, Marie, I am not aware of I-539N, unless it's maybe some older form that was used by USCIS, but currently I do not think, let me double check, but I am pretty sure there is no such form. I know there is 539A, which is what you use if you have multiple applicants on the same form, but I don't think there is an N. And let me double check forms. 539, 539A. Special instructions. Nope, I am not aware. So I would, wherever you're getting your information from, I would double check that source, because the official source is USCIS.gov. That's where you want to get all your information. That's why I mention it all the time in my videos. Don't be very, very careful when you're doing your own research and you're getting any kind of information from online forums, attorney websites. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of information out there on the internet. But with that being said, you know, if you're looking on the attorney forum, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Sometimes you have the information that was sitting there for 3, 4, 5 years on the website, and you're reading it today, you know, 5-year-old information, and thinking that this is still the process. That's why I don't recommend this. This is the only right way to do it, is take everything directly from the official USCIS.gov old information. Again, on this channel, I provide everything from the USCIS.gov, but again, you have to keep in mind that, you know, if you're watching this video 6 months, a year down the road, things might change. So again, go to USCIS.gov and verify everything that I've mentioned in this video if you're watching it, even if it's just a few months down the road, because things change, constantly change. Okay, moving further to Mohammed Ben Zaid. Hello, I need to follow Form I-730 for grant asylum, please and thank you. Okay, so Form I-730 is for the relatives of refugee asylee. I have not done this form step by step, but thank you for your request, Mohammed. I will make a video specifically on I-730 on how to fill it up. There are some forms that I haven't done yet, but I try to go as you know, as there are requests. Okay, so we got another one from Mohammed Ben Zaid. I'm gonna answer the same thing so that you know I definitely answered, and I will be making this form step by step as I usually do with all the applications form on this channel. Okay, moving further to Asmat Ara. Nice. Okay, thank you for watching, Asmat, I appreciate it. Moving further, we got, you know, I'm gonna try to finish up by, there we go, like this. Moving further to Wajdan Han. Hey sir, I am new here. I don't know what I do. Please help me. My case is asylum. I'm from Pakistan. I'm here in New York. Okay, Wajdan, I'll try to as best as I can, but I'm gonna need more details. Your case is asylum. Has your case been filed already? Has it been reviewed? Did you go through the interview? Has your case been approved? Are you approved asylum or pending asylum? And what kind of help, how can I help you on this channel? Provide more details and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, moving further to Barbara Simpson. Thank you for the info. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching, Barbara. Moving further to TCR, Ever Bless. PD, which is priority date, I'm assuming, is November 2014. Don't know what next F3 category. Okay, so F3 category, let's see, that is married sons and daughters of US citizens. And looks like for F3, we have a few dates here right now, 2008 and 2009, which is ridiculously long time for married sons and daughters of US citizens. Why would we wait for so long? It's ridiculous, but it's just, yeah. Okay, so November 14, according to TCR, November 14, the priority date. Well, I've already explained several times in this video, and like I said, I'll make a separate video on this. If it's the priority date basically means that the application was filed on that date, which is November 2014, which means that right now, as of this moment, depending on when you pull this up, if you pull this up today on the visa bulletin, which there are different dates, so I would recommend checking again, unless yeah, I don't see anything 2014. I don't see anything 2014 for F3. 2014. No, it's 2008. So I would verify that information just to be on the safe side. I would verify that information. But if, let's say, it's for sure priority date is November 2014 as of today, it means that the visa's availability is now issued to those who filed their applications back on November 2014, which again, it does not guarantee or indicate that because there's a gap of 9 years, right? We're right now in 2023 and the priority dates reviewed are in November 2014, so 9 years difference. It does not mean that your case is going to be pending for another, not pending, but basically you will be in queue waiting for the immigrant visa availability for the next 9 years, because things might speed up, things might slow down, or they might stay the same. But that is what this visa bulletin is done for, to kind of give you that more or less of that estimation. So hopefully my answers, they make sense. If you have additional questions though, let me know in the comments below in this volume 17 once it is posted, or log in during the live premiere and we can have a conversation in the chat, because when the premiere is going live, I am in front of the computer and I'm standing by if there are any questions in the chat room. Okay, moving further to Marcel Lane. Hey, thanks for the information. You're very welcome, Marcel. Thank you for watching. My son case is documentary qualified. It's great. I sent out inquiries to NVC all the time and it's very frustrating. My one child, this is making people make decisions. People want to move on with their lives. It's taking a long time. I applied since 2016 and I am a citizen. Thanks again. I appreciate your time and information. Marcel, you're very welcome. I'm sorry that you're going through this, and I can definitely relate. I know how it feels because I am myself a petitioner and still waiting for the beneficiary and nothing happened. So if you filed in your priority date is 2016 and you're a citizen and you're filing for your son, so that would be either F1 if they're unmarried, which F1 looks like we have the priority date 2014, which is honestly, it's ridiculous why you would wait so long, right? Why would people wait so long? But if since the priority date right now that is being reviewed is from 2014 and you filed in 2016, it means that you can estimate more or less that there will be a visa availability for your son within the next 2 years. Now again, things might slow down, so it might be a little bit longer. Things might speed up, it might be a little bit shorter. But as of right now, this is for February 2023, this is the most recent visa bulletin that was released from the Department of State, and I'll put this link in the description below again. But about 2 years looks like for you. Hopefully no longer than that. Hopefully faster than that. Okay, let's move on further to Hur Ali. My husband submitted I-130 for me, so does he have to submit anything else in the meantime or just wait for it to be sent to NVC and then do further documentation? Okay, great question, Hur. Yes, so he does not have to do anything else as long as he received the response from USCIS, the receipt notice saying that, hey, we received your petition I-130, we have accepted it, here is the receipt notice, we're processing your case. All right, so for now there's nothing else that needs to be done. Once it is approved by USCIS, once it is transferred to NVC, your husband obviously will receive the notice of approval from USCIS first, but it's around the same time, which is, it happens pretty quickly most of the times, right? Once you receive the approval from USCIS, within like a week, 2, maybe 3 weeks, you receive the notice from NVC, from the Department of State, saying that, hey, here's your case information, you need to log into the portal. And then when he has the access to the portal, then the whole new stage starts where he has to go through the statements, the financial, that stuff, the application for the visa, paying the fees, and good stuff like that. So as of right now, should be good. And we'll put that here. And let me actually cover a few more. We'll get down to here so that we are within the 30-minute, not making these videos 30 minutes longer so that people, don't get tired watching them. Okay, Muhammad Ben Zaid. Oh, again, okay, for asylum, please. Yes, Muhammad, I will get on it. I will make this as soon as I can, and I'll post it on this channel. Okay, question from VP. I'm not sure if it's a question. Let's read it first. My spouse is a U.S. citizen. He filed February 6, 2020, and now nothing happened. Worse, we're not living together. The system is unfair. Why only 2021, 2022 cases been approved? Okay, VP, that's actually a very interesting comment, because whenever it comes to U.S. citizen filing for their spouse, that is an immediate relative. That is a #1 priority. Basically, these cases, they don't take a long time at all. So yes, it is true that they are processing 2021, 2022. I would even say probably nothing from 2021, mostly from 2022. But here's the thing: if your husband, your spouse, does it say? No, it's a spouse, so I'm not sure, maybe a husband, maybe a wife, spouse, filed in February 2020, that has been 2 years. No, wait a second, that's been 3 years. These cases don't take this long, okay? So I would, if it's still in the USCIS, I would follow up with USCIS, see what's happening. If it's been in NVC, again, I think there might be a user error here. Somebody missed something and the case is in limbo. Because let me show you something. We're gonna go to USCIS website. We're gonna go to tools, and I'm being fast, I'm sorry, but I don't want to kind of get this video too long, but I want to show you something so that you don't think I'm just saying stuff. I really want to show you that it does not take that long. 130 petition for alien relative category. So as you can see, U.S. citizen filing for a spouse, parent, or child under 21. Okay, so that's what it's gonna be. Now I don't know which center is processing in, but we'll start from California. And as you can see, 10 months. That's most of the times what it takes. Nebraska, 10 months. Potomac, 12 months. Texas Service Center, 11 months. And Vermont, 16 months. So max is just a little bit over a year, max. And that's for USCIS to process the case. So what I'm assuming most likely happened here is that it was approved by USCIS, or maybe not, I don't know. And the notice that was sent from USCIS was missed. Or maybe it was approved and it was transferred to NVC, but the petitioner never followed up with the NVC, never logged into the portal. So I think you guys need to figure it out a little bit better and see where the case is actually at, because they don't take for number one priority, spouse and unmarried kids under 21. These cases don't take that long. They process much faster, and even these processing times, that's like probably worst case scenario, because it's a number one priority, spouse and unmarried children. Parents also, but parents cases take a little bit longer. They take about 6 to 8 months on average, and this is probably max depending on where you're filing from. So definitely try to find out what is happening. And the very last one for today is from Nabuma Zam. Hello, how may I contact you, please? Okay, Nabuma, so the best way to contact me, and for everyone who's watching, is through these videos on the comments section, because that's how I do. I try not to miss. I just go one by one, and once I'm done answering, obviously I will notify you that I answered your question. So that's the best way to contact me. If you are interested in sponsoring this channel, you can find the contact information in the about section. There's actually an email, so you can send through email. But with that being said, I am not an immigration attorney. I don't provide any kind of counseling or one-on-one or anything like that, at least yet. So keep that in mind. As always, thank you for your time. I hope I was able to help you with this video. If you have any additional comments, or if you have any comments, just post them in this video. Log in during the live. Every other day, hopefully I will try to do it. Go live with these videos, premiering them, and you can log in and ask me in the comment in the chat section, as well as in the comments section. So thank you very much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.